And I now give the floor to His Excellency, Mr. Mohammed Shahidul Haq, the Vice Minister for Foreign Affairs of the People's Republic of Bangladesh.
Mr. President, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, I appreciate this opportunity to speak at this high-level debate on transnational organized crime. I join others in paying tribute to the memory of Judge Falcone, whose supreme sacrifice continues to inspire our collective efforts against this global scourge. The proliferation of transnational organized crime costs nearly 3.6% of global economy, erodes states' ability to provide basic services to its citizens, and fuels violent conflicts, often with spillover effect across borders. The reality of more than 52 criminal activities falling under the category of transnational organized crime speaks volumes about dire challenges that we currently face towards achieving sustainable development as well as sustaining peace. Mr. President, since its adoption in 2000, the UN Convention Against Transnational Organized Crime, or popularly known as Palermo Convention, has emerged as the sole international legal instrument to address transnational organized crime in an overarching framework. The near universalization of the Palermo Convention has been testimony to the urgency of tackling the challenge through a cohesive normative framework and an evolving architecture of crime prevention and criminal justice at the international level. Excuse me. It is, however, apparent that our international response to different forms of transnational organized crime has been mostly sector-specific, uneven, and often disparate. This has been due to 5 main factors. First, political differences within the international community on the nature and magnitude of a particular form of transnational organized crime with its corresponding impact on the global economy and international security. Second, the overriding approach to law enforcement and judicial measures as a national preserve and its obvious limitations in dealing with the criminal syndicates operating horizontally across borders. Third, international response to various forms of transnational organized crime, mostly focusing on the supply side of the problem while giving scant attention to the demand side of the equation in a market-based system. Fourth, lack of resources for the concerned international entities to help member states requiring specialized support to outsmart the sophisticated means often used by the transnational criminal networks. And the last, dearth of evidence-based information on the scale of certain transnational organized crime to support meaningful policy response and resource deployment at the international level. The acknowledgement of these factors continues to underpin relevant international deliberations with growing awareness about the need for enhanced international coordination and coherence. The Conference of State Parties to the Palermo Convention and the Commission on Crime Prevention and the Criminal Justice do provide useful platform for considering our diverse policy and operational responses through the singular lens of convention. Mr. President, in the last few years, Bangladesh has developed a fairly robust legal regime to prescribe and penalize various transnational criminal activities, along with specific provisions for mutual legal assistance and asset recovery. Under the guidance of our Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina, our government remains committed to addressing the various structural and systematic weakness in our crime prevention and criminal justice system. We attach great importance to the rule of law and human rights exemplified by a fair, impartial, and effective legal system responding to the needs of the victims. Our sustained initiatives at combating money laundering and financing of terrorism have been duly recognized by the international community. Enhanced vigilance, interceptions, and prosecutions have reversed the trend in trafficking in persons and in migrant smuggling. Focused and multi-stakeholder effort in combating corruption at all levels have resulted in further empowering the Independent Anti-Corruption Commission. We underscore the importance of effective regional cooperation in combating trafficking of drugs, firearms, wildlife, and cultural properties. We remain concerned over the spread of the dark web, often in the hands of terrorists and violent extremist elements. Lack of consistency and capacity in our shared responsibility to combat these threats would only embolden the criminal enterprises to take advantage of the weakest link in our mind. Mr. President, to countenance the nefarious world of transnational organized crime, the international community must demonstrate a united front, a bold in its achievements in certain sectors to make similar gains in areas where the threats and challenges continue to thrive. This is perhaps the most important message we can draw from the Judge Falcone's mission in life. Thank you, Mr. President.
And I thank the Vice Minister for his statement.